Hi everybody, this video is on the new moon in Aries, which happens on the 28th of March 2017, and this new moon occurs at 3:57 in the morning, and that's based on London time. Now, this is really fitting in terms of the time of year that this new moon occurs, because on the 20th of March we had the first day of spring, so we had the spring equinox, and that's really about new beginnings and, you know, the trees starting to blossom and new things starting. This new moon is when the sun and the moon kind of come together, and the moon recharges itself and it pulls energy in so that it can start its next 30-day cycle. And the energy it's pulling in is this Aries energy. And Aries really is associated with the new year as far as the astrology is concerned, because it is the first of the 12 signs of the zodiac. So Aries is about fire, it's about drive, it's about doing things independently, it's about feeling passionate about certain things and moving forward. Okay, so this new moon immediately gives you a sense of power, it gives you a sense of interest in certain things, and the desire to move ahead with those things. The new moon in itself is at 7 degrees. 7 in numerology is associated with mind and creativity. So the messages that you'll be getting, the things that you care about, the things that you're now excited about, are most likely in some sort of creative way or in some sort of communicative way. They will come to you via your thoughts and your ideas. You'll be inspired, and that will lead to you taking action. So it could be that you start to think about painting in a new way if you already do paint, or if you decide to travel somewhere new for the first time and it comes through as an idea, something that just occurs to you. Wow, I've never been there. Why not go there for the first time and explore a new part of the world? It's really about what can I do that's going to make me feel happy, and that's going to make me feel excited, and that's going to give me a sense of enthusiasm and like I'm doing something with my life. This new moon isn't particularly complicated, because it's very much about energy and thinking about yourself and in terms of what you want. It does form relationships with a couple of other things which color it a little bit, but it's not overly complicated, like I said. So the first thing it connects with is Venus in Aries in retrograde. Venus is the planet of love and beauty. That is weakened just by being in Aries, because Venus is about, I love you. In Aries, it's I love me. So it doesn't feel particularly comfortable in that anyway. It's in retrograde as well, so when a personal planet is in retrograde, its power doesn't flow as easily and as positively as it usually would, and it's somehow stifled. So Venus in Aries in retrograde next to this new moon really sets up a sort of sets up two camps. It sets up the camp of me and my desires and what I want, versus what I love and who I love and what I want to do for other people. So the big choice here during the new moon is, do I do what really makes me happy, or do I sacrifice myself, and do I do service for other people, and do I volunteer? But because Venus is so weakened, it's in retrograde and it's in Aries, it doesn't really stand much chance, and it's very likely that you really go after what it is you want. So there's a lot of ego floating around during this new moon. Sometimes that's necessary, especially if you want to get new things started, if you want to overcome obstacles, just the same way that anger is sometimes useful because it helps you change your circumstances. But really, this is not a time when you're in charity mode, okay? So if you're someone who is very charitable, who does a lot of work with foundations, charities, and you volunteer, and you're not feeling it during this these couple of days here around the end of March. So let's say the 26th, 27th, 28th until the end of March, that's when you could be influenced by all of this. Doesn't make you a bad person, doesn't mean that you've lost interest in it. It just means astrologically everything is pushing you towards focusing on you and your desires and what it is you want. Okay? So it's love versus ego. And as far as the new moon is concerned, ego is winning here. So there are a couple of other connections it then forms. First of all, Venus forms a quincunx with the North Node in Virgo. So what that does is, again, Venus is weakened and in retrograde. With the North Node in Virgo, it says, I will make decisions later on. I can stay in the background a little bit, and I can look at what's going on and not take action and just try and make sense of things. Meeting new people and starting relationships during a Venus retrograde is not the best idea, because what seems to be perfect and ideal tends to, in hindsight, look very different in reality. So if someone seems like Prince Charming, then 2 months later, it's unlikely that he still looks that way. And the North Node in Virgo with this Venus here says, focus on making good decisions, hold back, and don't get swept away in things like that. Rather, kind of wait until Venus goes direct on the 14th of April, and then really give yourself to it if that's what you still want to do then. The other connection that we've got is the new moon forms a trine with Black Moon Lilith in Sagittarius in the 10th. Black Moon Lilith in Sagittarius kind of represses the way forward when it comes to career. So you may feel some resistance when it comes to implementing these changes that you want to make in your working life, and that resistance is going to anger you and it's going to make you push even more. So you can really achieve a lot when it comes to your career here. This new independent driven energy can really help you to focus on what it is you want to do career wise. The new moon also forms a connection, a sesqui square with the midheaven in Scorpio, and the midheaven is about work, and it's about control, and it's about feeling what it is that you're doing, and you become much clearer on what it is you enjoy when it comes to your work, what it is you want to do in future. And this kind of colors the new moon a little bit, in the sense that the things that you're going to be driven towards, the path forward is very much aligned with what comes in creatively in your mind, what you're passionate about, and how you can then translate that into work or a career, or something that you can actually turn into a profession or a job, which then makes you very happy. There's another connection here, which is a square with Saturn in Sagittarius. And again, this makes the path forward cloudy and uncertain, and you don't know which way to go exactly. You're uncertain, and you just have to kind of try it out. If you care about it, you're just going to have to try it. There's no guarantees. The path doesn't just open up and become clear for you, and you have to kind of do everything yourself and push forward. Combined with Black Moon Lilith in Sagittarius, this reluctance and this sense of vision and clarity is going to anger you a little bit and make you push even harder. So you're really all systems go. It's really all about you. And yes, it's not very charitable, but for anyone who has struggled with finding what their life purpose is, or what their vocational aptitudes are, or what their path is in life, this is your new moon, because you really stop being intimidated. Even if you don't have all the answers, you're going to keep pushing and moving ahead, and you're going to push and push and push until you find what it is you're looking for. And that's really important. Charity and being of service is so vital to all of us, but charity does begin at home. And if you don't know what you're doing work-wise, if you're totally unfulfilled in your career, then you can't really be much use to other people, because you're suffering yourself. So at some point we do have to become selfish and say, what is it that I want? And then once you've found that, then you can be of service to other people. So again, don't give yourself too much of a hard time if you feel like, oh, I'm a bad person for being totally self-involved here. If you don't have all the answers just yet when it comes to your career, it's important to engage with this energy, to meditate during this new moon, and to see what comes in, what guidance comes in. An alternative is also to have a look at your birth chart, which I can draw up by looking at your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth, and we can look at what your vocational aptitudes are, and we can have a look at what your life purpose is. That's really, really helpful, especially if you're not able to hear the guidance for whatever reason. Now, I think those are all the relationships it forms. And that's why this isn't particularly complicated. It's literally about pulling the energy in, not being 100% clear on what the path holds, but not letting that stop you and moving ahead anyway, so you can get to a place of fulfillment and doing something that is meaningful to you and that feels compatible with what's going on internally. So it's all systems go. It's really perfect for this time of year because, like I said, astrologically, this is the new year and you really feel galvanized into taking action and really becoming the person that you want to be, maximizing your potential and getting your future self to match your current self in the here and now. So it's very, very empowering. This new moon, also on a physical level, gives you a lot of energy. It brings in a lot of inspiration via your ideas. So really be aware of that at the end of the month. Make the most of it. Use this. Maybe even get a notepad and write down the things that are coming in, all the ideas, all the inspirations that you're getting. Jot them down, make a list so you can refer back to them later on in the year when you're not as inspired and when you have energy but no actual goals or things to focus on. Then you'll have done the brainstorming now during this new moon in Aries. So it looks really, really positive. If you would like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I will speak to you for the daily tarot readings, the weekly horoscopes, and the monthly horoscopes for each sign of the zodiac. So I hope you have a wonderful time during this new moon, and I'll speak to you soon.